is not every day you see a 20-year-old CEO of their own company, yet that is what you get in Stephen Dela Cruz. A self-taught musician of guitar, piano, mandolin, and tuba, Mr. Dela Cruz has defied the odds of today's society, venturing out on his own despite only one semester of college to start his own music academy in the New Brunswick area, the Dela Cruz Music Academy. Playing guitar since middle school, I asked him what made him want to become a musician. Why?
You know, I wanted to be Jesse Consopoulos.
Oh, really?
From Full House, yeah. I wanted to be just like him. So, the clip that spoke to me the most was an episode where Jesse and Becky got into an argument. I can't remember about what. He wrote a song that same night that they got into an argument, and he went to her house and played for her while she was inside and he was outside, like stereotypical romantic love song scene. So I remember it, I'll never forget it. I always wanted to be able to write the song the same night, just like he did. Yeah, I wanted to be just like him, so I started playing guitar, and then I really got motivated playing guitar, learning to learn more, because a friend of mine in school had learned that he'd been getting a lot of attention from it, and I was just jealous. I was honestly jealous of it, and you know, it inspired me to learn more.
So, did you ever want to do like the band thing, make it big, that type of thing?
Oh yeah, that was my goal, one of my dreams for a long time, and I felt like I had to work for it so hard, and you know, getting a little bit of recognition at one point, a few times, and that was fun regardless. It just wasn't what I was the most interested in.
So what were you most interested in?
Playing musical theater, really. Musical theater.
Mr. Dela Cruz has played in local musical pits for shows such as Spamalot, Light at the Piazza, Footloose, and most recently Anything Goes. However, his first show experience did not start off as a complete success.
For a musical, Seussical the Musical, and I only got hired because they were in desperate need. They really needed somebody, and I was their last resort, really. And I had said, yeah, I could play, whatever, and I'd really just started playing a few months ago. So I got the book, right? I got the music book, and it was over summer. It was during the summer, and I was so way in over my head. It was a disaster. I was freaking out. It was terrible. You know, my brother who plays piano, he could read music, so he helped me get through the score. Unfortunately, it wasn't very good. The performances were pretty awful, and you know, I was just so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't go back. I couldn't play a gig like that. Although I had so much fun, I couldn't play a gig like that again until I had gotten better.
You play with all these other amazing musicians, and you've never played with them, you've never met them before, you've never played the music before, but the first time you play it, wow, I mean, it's incredible. If you're playing with a good group of guys, you're playing really good music, you're making really good sound. So,
taking his experience from musical theater and self-teaching, Mr. Dela Cruz wanted to make an impact with his musical colleagues in his community, and overall wanted to work for himself to create something great.
So, when I started the company, there's a huge backstory to it, right? At one point in my life, when I was going to college, I felt like I didn't belong there because it just wasn't my time. I felt like everything had its own time in someone's life, and going to school at the time wasn't my life. And although I was doing very well and I enjoyed school, I definitely enjoyed it, and I don't want anyone to think I didn't enjoy it. I loved school, I loved doing my work, whatever it was. I loved it. But it just wasn't time for me, and I had to be very straightforward with myself, and I left school, and it was a very difficult decision. It was a time where I had to rebuild myself and be something for myself that I'm proud of, for myself, not for anybody else any longer. So because of that, I got a job elsewhere, and I liked it, and then as time was going on, I felt like I was working again for someone else, like I was doing something for someone else, and I wasn't ultimately staying true to myself. So I wanted to start an after-school program at my high school, the high school that I went to. I wanted to start an after-school program for students who were musicians, but they might have been going down the wrong path.
What is the wrong path, you may ask? Mr. Dela Cruz witnessed the common struggles associated with musical culture today, such as alcohol and substance abuse, procrastination of schoolwork and therefore suffering grades, and feeling the only way to make it big was to make it as a rock star. Mr. Dela Cruz wanted to change this. He wanted to show others that there are other ways to brand yourself as a musician with his after-school program. But would the program be a success?
I was working it out with the music director at the high school too, and once we had figured everything out, and I made sure I had the support of the music director, of course, and the whole music program, in fact, of the high school. I was unfortunately told no because of the fact that myself, the person who wanted to run it, along with a couple other colleagues of mine, myself, who was in charge, didn't have a bachelor's degree. And it was because of that where I felt at that point I was very annoyed, as you can imagine. Put a lot of time and effort into something that we really wanted to see come to complete fruition, but we weren't able to because I didn't have a bachelor's degree, and I was still just as qualified. It was a little upsetting to see. I was really upset to see the Board of Education do that. Right. And at the time, along with that, I was also taking on a lot of students. I was taking on, at that point, I probably had 15 students, personal students, and 15 hours a week, making over $1,000 just for 15 hours. It was good money. It was really good money at the time, just teaching. That wasn't my my other day job.
Hey guys, Steven Dela Cruz here. Today I'll be teaching you Happy by Pharrell Williams. That's the verse. Now in further detail, what you're playing is an F chord, and then you're going to play 4-1 on the low E string, and then from there you're going to play a B flat major chord just like this. You're also going to play the 2-bar hold before every 2-bar riff.
So it was good time, it was good money, and at the time when I was doing that and I was rejected for the after-school program, the club, I had realized that maybe it's time to do something bigger, something that's more than just for myself and more for just the students in the high school. And that's basically when I wrote up a business plan and we worked everything out, and that's how we started. We're innovating the way we teach music. We're not going into a studio, we're not having the students come to us, we're not creating that set schedule as it was before, because it's really difficult. Not for us, on the consumer side, being a student, it can be really difficult. We offer in-home lessons, right? We have our teachers go out to you. We offer group lessons, 2 to 5 students. It's a great thing. Honestly, it's the best thing we offer. And Skype lessons, of course, because some people don't feel comfortable with people coming to their home, or whatever it may be. Or maybe they're just far from us, but they really want our services. We can still connect online. Going along with that, we have a music blog. So here you see how we work on the blog. Basically, we have just a few selections here that we've posted in the past before. These are our posts. We can go ahead and click on one of these. This is a Romp's article. Romp is great. Romp is absolutely fantastic. There's 3 guys, 1 girl, and they have these sounds. It's like an indie rock, pop, and kind of like a surf rock to it also, because there's such a mellow vibe in the singer's voice. So this is the Romp article, and some people say they're a little long, and we do actually cut them down. They're actually longer, believe it or not, but we want to make sure we're getting the best content in it, and we don't want to miss anything out. And so the artists love it, they love it, we get great response from it, and our average read time is actually 10 minutes per user, which is incredible, to make sure that they're reading everything. So at the bottom, we always include pictures of them that we take during the interview, or if it's a phone interview, they send us pictures so that we can display them for everyone to see. So we can go ahead and click on one of these. And that's Madison, these are the guys, it's Lucas, and these are the guys, and this is the band, basically. Aside from that, we're doing a lot of community outreach. We're currently working with a couple other partners, one known as our biggest partner, Learning to the Core, a general education tutoring company, to provide more educational opportunities to LMI communities, low to moderate income communities, so that we can make sure everybody gets their piece of the pie. It's not just the upper class or just the middle class or just both of those. I mean, it's everybody. And we are offering more and more. We're looking for newer ways, better ways to enhance their opportunities to get more education from it all. It's very important. Education is a fundamental human right, and you shouldn't be denied it just because you can't afford it. That's all I got.
Cool.